had kind of time to, heal, and I felt like, after spring ball, things have, calmed down for us individually, and we moved on, and we're just, focusing on our team and focusing on the season, and, the past is a past, and that's what we've been excited.
What did you learn about yourself in time, in the time since, and, maybe during?
Really not too much, just didn't know how much I actually knew about, our offense. I knew actually how much I knew about, things that we do as a team, and, because you really don't understand things until you're teaching to someone else, and I felt like, in that role that I've been doing, I've learned a lot about us, and, been able to put things in perspective of, what I've learned these past 3 years.
DeVier, you're a student of the game. You know a lot about offense. For those that are sleeping on the Buckeyes, and I give them much respect, a little chip on your guy's shoulder, and what's your take on it?
We definitely appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. I feel like, since I've been here, we were preseason ranked #2 my freshman year, and whatever we were my sophomore year, 5 or something. And last year we were preseason ranked #2, so it's kind of good to have a underdog, to get that grind back, and it puts you in perspective, that things aren't given to you, and you got to go out and take things sometimes. And our values here as Ohio State hasn't changed. The things that we do haven't changed, and we're still Ohio State. We still do the things we do, but just because we put on the jersey doesn't mean we don't go out and win. And we understand that. I feel like we understand that we can't do that. We have to work, and we've been just having our blinders on and our heads down, and we've just been grinding. We aren't looking up. Not at the scoreboard, not anything. We got somebody down, we're gonna keep going, and that's just our mentality this year.
A lot of time when families face adversity, it brings them closer and maybe exceed expectations.
We've already been a close group. Our class and our senior classes, you guys remember the group and everything. We've been close for a long time, and that closeness and that family bond that we have definitely trickles down to the young guys. And we're bringing those guys along, and we really don't see classes on this team. We don't have young guys. We're asking them to do. We're not making any exceptions for any young guys. They have a standard to live up to. If they're not on that standard, they can sit on it. And that's just been our mentality, and that's just been our attitude towards things. And those guys have taken upon that role, and they love it too. They're stepping up to the challenge.
Luke says nothing has changed with this club. Our goals are the same. We want to win them all. We want to win the championship. Realistic goal.
Yes, that's very realistic. That's definitely on our goal sheet this year, and that's definitely what we want to do. But we have to take it one game at a time, and one play at a time, and one opportunity at a time.
DeVier, you talked about young players. We talked to Devin and Evan. They both talked about things that you've been teaching them that were more intangibles, not necessarily route running, but little things about. Can you talk about the importance of that, and then also what are some of those things that are maybe something we wouldn't ordinarily notice?
Well, just playing receiver is a game inside a game, man. You gotta paint a route, and you have to do things that a lot of that the average eye won't see. It's a lot of leverage, it's a lot of angles and things like that. And me and my playing experience here, in our offense, I've learned those angles really well, and being able to play for a long time, and just trying to teach those guys things, because it's okay to just see a route on the paper and know you got to do that route. But versus certain coverages, you have to do certain things, turn your body certain ways, put your hand on certain places, and those are the things that I've been trying to shed on those guys and help those guys out with. And they're taking it a lot. They're always writing notes down. They're students of the game as well. And I feel like my attitude of taking care of the little things has definitely shed on those guys too. They've been doing those things as well.
One of the other things is confidence, because these guys are going to have to play. You're not going to be there. They're going to have to play early.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that another factor?
I feel like that's the only thing that's missing from this group is experience. And athletically wise, man, those guys, they can run, they can jump, they can block, they're strong, and this is probably the most athletic group I've been around since I've been here. I was telling the guys earlier, we have a kid that can high jump 7'1", 2 guys in the room that had run 4 threes, Verlon Reed and Philly Brown, and guys who run 4.4s. You have a guy that's 6'8" who can run like a deer, and athletically, those guys, that's the only thing they're missing is some playing experience. I feel like after they get some games under their belt, and the crowd isn't anything, you guys will be able to see the things that they can do and their big playability.
DeVier, can you talk about Evan? I mean, this is obviously no Okie kid who
has no idea what's going on over here because of his background. Just talk about what kind of kid he is and maybe what that is doing for him, kind of knowing what to expect.
That kid is he's a really smart kid, and I laugh sometimes because the question that he asked like 3-year veteran guys questions, and but that's what you expect from a kid like that. He's a coach's son, he's a student of the game as well, and the things that he's done, since his time being here has definitely taken things to the next level.